Guys, I want to chit chat a little bit about the card spread that I pulled earlier. I always make note of it in my mind to call it like card of the day, but then I'm like, I don't know if card of the day is going to be enough. And what I mean by that is I'm such a below the surface type of person where it's like, okay, if I get one card, it's like, okay, what does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? And that's what tarot is to me. It gives me a storyline that basically depicts how to help myself or others in a specific situation. And anyone who's resonating with my energy is currently on that same timeline of events. You know, we're all learning similar lessons. And we're all pushing through that void of unknown. But I wanted to specifically talk about how I came about wanting to pull as many cards as I did, because originally it just started with the Six of Cups, and I'm like, there's a sense of familiarity that I'm feeling, but there's got to be like some sort of story to it, right? So then I got the storyline that I did, which was if I'm remembering correctly, it was the Six of Cups paired with the Eight of Swords. And then I had the Ten of Pentacles with the Hierophant at the end, which right there, it shows me like the way I saw it and the way the cards fell out. It's like, that's a crossroads. Those are two different decisions, because one is like familiar pain, and the other is, every time I see like Ten of Pentacles or Ten of Cups, it's like fulfillment, you know, in structured or normal circumstances paired with the Hierophant. I'm like, okay, this seems like it's a split reading, meaning it can go one or two ways, two different energies. And that's how I interpreted it as the crossroads, because there are many different ways that you can decipher the storyline that's given right in front of you. There's many different layers, many different ways to see things, right? So where I'm currently at in my journey is basically holding the light up to crossroads and helping people make the better decisions based on pattern recognition and, you know, past mistakes that a person has made. So now I feel like myself and others who are following me are following along that line of trying not to make the same mistakes over and over again. And the reason why I brought all that up is because I wanted to go more in deep, like in person, and talk on camera about what my last collective card spread. Because I don't do card pull, like one card pull. I do a spread, a whole fucking spread, okay? But that spread, I feel like, was basically like a warning to myself and the collective that there is some karmic energies circling back around to try and see if there's still room in your energy for them to repeat the same toxic dynamic that led you to leave or be hurt or betrayed in the first place. So basically what that means is, a lot of the times if you're on this timeline with me, that karmic person has jumped into or dove straight into other situations to avoid accountability or taking a look at themselves in the mirror. Like the Eight of Swords depicts, like, it's like you can either be trapped in your own head, or there's somebody like trapping you and or preventing you from looking in the mirror and seeing what's causing this, right? So with that being said, because you are catapulting down your healing journey onto, you know, a better life, the person that siphoned your energy and became the energy vampire and was heavily toxic, who traumatized you, whatever the case may be, is feeling that release from you. And when that happens, they can no longer siphon from your own energy, meaning that the energy that they siphoned from you, the empath, has given them the ability to put on the continued masked facade for the people in their current environment, the people that don't hold them accountable. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, friends, that the best revenge you can get from that is just backing off. Because guess what? The way energy works is what you put in the universe is what comes out of it. And this person's choices are by law just naturally going to crumble their lives anyway, so you don't have to do anything to justify it. Your justice is going down the right path at those crossroads and choosing not to restart that toxic pattern again. With that being said, I know it's hard. It's probably one of the hardest things to do, to walk away from somebody that you love, or a situation, or a friendship, whatever the case may be. I know it is really difficult to walk away from something that you love, but at the same time, you have to show yourself some self-respect. You have to understand that it's not good for you. Because if you're pulling yourself back into those toxic dynamics, what you're going to end up doing is restarting that cycle, and everything that you prayed for and buried yourself to get out of is going to restart again, but all of the bad things that happen could be worse or intensified. So it's best to listen to your intuition and recognize that, okay, this is a pattern, and choose differently this time, so that way you're not repeating the same cycles. And don't feel bad for the narcissist. Their choices led them to where they were. Their inability or incapacity to go within and take accountability for any wrongdoings that they've done is not your problem. You don't need to shrink anymore to make that person feel better, because you are an empath and you love with no end. That is not your responsibility. That's where you lay down the fucking boundary and you say no. Because even in the previous spread before, it's like, in it for the long haul or a rebound. It's like, the choice is yours, you know. I want to do everything in my power to help people like you and myself steer away from making those choices that cause destruction, because your heart is so fucking pure that you deserve that 10 of Pentacles. You deserve that luxurious lifestyle. You deserve the love that you've been craving for, but don't fall for familiarity. The person that you're meant to be with, and the friendships and the family members, whatever the case may be, that is around you, is not going to make you feel confused. They're going to make you feel supported. They're not going to make you feel any negative feeling that you're so familiar to, especially for those of us who are surviving on trauma brain, and those of us that have endured so much trauma that that's all we know. So here's the best way to discern this, is to recognize that if it feels familiar and intense, stay the fuck away, run far the fuck away. If it feels unfamiliar but safe and, what's the word I'm looking for, compatible, there's your answer. I hope that helps.